think I have everybody here. So we gonna get started, y'all. Okay, Krissy is here. Let's see. Please introduce yourselves. Y'all can go in any order you want to.
I am Nikki 24/7. I am the host of Empowerment Through History, Mondays at 11 p.m., one of the newest featured shows on the app. You can also find me anywhere the Scouts are at. I love it. I'm so happy to be here. This is an awesome show. You're an awesome person. And I'm so excited to be on the panel with these amazing people. Got a lot of stuff going on this week, but I will let you know about that towards the end.
I'll go next. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Coco Fairy. You can typically find me in my stream in Fairyland when I'm not on the go. I like to stream in the morning time because night times, my energy is just not there. I have a show coming to the app. It is going to premiere on Wednesday, September 25th, at 10 p.m. Eastern. It is called Fairyology. It is an educational show where I will be teaching you about astrology, mythology, numerology, and all those other ologies. So definitely tap in. Otherwise, you can also find me in my mom stream, Miss Divine, on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern for Divine Living. And outside of that, you'll also see me wherever you see that Scout at with my peoples. Hello?
Yes, and I love me some Miss D, y'all. She is everything. So, yeah.
Okay, for real. Hey y'all, the Empress is here. It's your girl, Empress Krissy, your favorite country tourist, aka Miss Sophisticated, because you never know what you're gonna get. I host a show each and every Saturday called Tea and Tarot at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with the lovely Lex Blanca, also the host of Venus versus Mars. We definitely spill the tea, drink the tea, and I get the tea for you through the tarot and spirit. Okay, so make sure you pull up, get your cards read, get the tea on your life, and let's get it popping. Other than that, you can catch me in your inbox because I am admin for some of your favorite shows. So if you catch me in there, just know I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm just trying to put you on. Shout out to GQ, period. Thank you for having me, Yemoja.
Yeah, no, thank y'all for coming. So we are talking about the third eye chakra, but before we get into that, y'all know I always have an icebreaker question. And this was so fitting because I have my teacher on the panel today. So my icebreaker question is, when I was in school, my favorite teacher was blank because blank.
Okay, I'll go. There was one. I've had quite a few, but one that came to mind first was my sixth grade teacher, Mrs. Oramonde. She was actually a social studies history teacher, now that I think about it. The reason why she was my favorite teacher is because she was so nurturing and loving when I remember back. She was always kind to all the students and really had that nurturing affect. She used technology at the time. She made history very interesting and she personalized it. Her husband was a POW in Vietnam and he'd never come back there. And what's so interesting is a few years ago, I went back and I remembered her name and I looked on the wall and made sure I said a little prayer for him. So she was my favorite teacher because she was nurturing, loving, and she personalized history.
Okay. My favorite teacher was Miss Blair. She was my 9th grade science teacher. We did biology together. Actually, she was like the science teacher for a couple of grades, so because she did different subjects, but she was my biology teacher first. And she was just so cool. She had a lot of kids, like 7 kids. So it was always like, they were always in there with us and we would just have such a good time. We were dissecting frogs and pigs. And I never thought that I would be able to do that, but she made it fun. Even though I was afraid at first, she kind of guided me to not being afraid. And so now, being that I'm a country girl, I can't be afraid of the animals, So she kind of put me into that mindset of, they're just animals, they won't hurt you. And also, this was for science. So she got me in the mindset of we're not hurting the animals either because we're doing this because they were already donated for science. So she definitely helped me to be able to get over that hump.
Now I needed that teacher because I couldn't even dissect a worm. Yeah. So yeah, I needed her. That's wonderful.
I'm correct. Sorry, I've been reading the comments. Casper, good job on finding the emoji now. Shout out to my number one, Ricky, in the building as well. My favorite teacher is definitely would have to be Miss Walton. I still call her mom now. She was my English teacher. I really love English and love writing. But also I was a theater kid, and she helped out all the theater, all the musicals and stuff, and really helped push my voice more. Really sewed into me even to this day. Yeah, and I just love her. She's the best. She's so unhinged and just so unapologetically herself. She probably was the first like hippie adult I came into contact with in my life, and really helped me like really embrace and love like the hippie lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, shout out to Miss Walton.
All right. Look, this is wonderful. And it's so personable. I can feel, you know what I mean, the personable experiences that y'all have shared today. So yes, we were talking about the third eye chakra. So it's the sixth chakra. As I said, I'm starting in the reverse. So we talked about the crown over the past 2 weeks, and now we're going to talk about our third eye. And it's also called Ajna, okay? Ajna chakra. Some people actually call it the seat of the soul, okay? And it's called the third eye because it's between our eyebrow, just above our eye level. The third eye is for thoughtfulness, wisdom, enlightenment. It's associated with our intuition, higher knowledge, and what we may think of as our sixth sense, because I'm sure everyone has heard of that, okay? It helps us perceive a cosmic vision beyond the physical world, which, you know, we cannot see. It connects you to, again, our intuition, and it illuminates everything as it is without the filter of your past, your expectations, or your judgment. So it is very, very linked to our imagination and visualization. So the natural element of the third eye is light, as it's associated with illumination, okay? We carry wisdom within us, a light that can brighten our path. So when we tap into our Ajna chakra, we have a greater awareness of the world around us, and our eyes are truly open. So the color of this chakra is indigo, okay? This is associated with wisdom and a deep inner knowledge, okay? So that is some information about the Ajna, or the third eye chakra. So my first question to you all is, do you consider yourself intuitive? Why or why not?
Oh, I definitely consider myself to be intuitive. Of course, you kind of have to be, being that I do deal with tarot. So it's something that, you know, I kind of have to be able to be in tune with the spirit. I have to be in tune with myself. And that in turn allows for me to be able to give the clearest message that I can to the people that I'm trying to help. I went into tarot to help people because that's something that is close to my heart. I always wanted to help people, but in my own way, not in the conventional way, but in the more unconventional, more direct way of helping people. And so to be intuitive is something that I pride myself on. And then also just being able to know what's around me and in my surroundings, and just be able to dissect that and know what's going on is the most important thing to me.
So I definitely consider myself intuitive, and the reason why I'm hesitant to say that is because there's a part of me that I want to say I know that I am, but I always close it off because I feel like it's a little bit too strong, and I actually hate having the feeling and knowing the thing about people sometimes. That's the hardest part for me to grasp, because I feel like I can read some things and I want to see the better part of people, and I feel like I'm intuitive to kind of know intentions. And so I am intuitive, and it's so funny because when Naj was on, we were one night talking about something, and we did My Human Design, and the Anja, or the third eye was the one that was really strong in my chart. And I was just like, dang it. I know, it's so weird. It's this thing that I really run from because it's been since I was younger. And I'd just be like, I don't know why. I run from it because it's strong. So yeah, I do consider myself intuitive.
I'll say for myself, most definitely I consider myself intuitive. My intuition be intuitioning all the time, however I want to say that word. But yeah, like I'm always getting random signs. Like I may look at something and something will be like, take that with you. And I'm like, why do I need this? And then later on in the day, I see exactly why I need it, or I may leave it because I'm like, I don't need this. And then later I'm like, dang, I should have brought that with me. And also like my intuition is really strong when it comes to people. My mom will tell me, she's like, you just don't like anybody. And then later down the line, they'll do something and I'll be like, see mom, and that's why I didn't like them in the first place. But yeah, so my intuition really protects me from a lot of the BS in the world.
I agree.
And you guys kind of answered this, but maybe you can elaborate a little more. How do you most often experience your intuition? Is it, people say I have a gut feeling, or is there like some type of sign, like an angel number or some type of message? Krissy, I know you into angel numbers. Or something else that maybe you feel is my intuition.
I actually have thoughts, like clear kind of a voice. I don't want to say it's a voice, but it's definitely a thought, like somebody talking in my, it's a talk, it's a thought, it's clear sentences and like words that kind of come through my mind about a person, and it happens in the moment of them showing a sign of something. When it's an intuition about a person or an intuition about a situation, it happens in the moment that whatever is displayed in that person, whether it's something that they say, do, or anything like that, it comes up as a clear words. It's not a feeling.
For me, it's all these. There's a voice in my head. Well, it's not. There's thoughts in my head. I don't know if it's a full voice, but the thoughts come to my head when something is happening that tells me kind of to go against something. I'll get a gut feeling. I may feel it in my gut. I may feel it in my chest. I just have like a weird, eerie feeling about something. Something make me a little anxious, and I'm like, nah, that's not it right there. And then angel numbers too. If I'm thinking about something, or if I'm talking about something that I'm passionate for, and this happens a lot. Like I'll be talking about something that I'm really passionate about, and then I'll see 1111, or I'll see 444, or any of the angels, except for 666. I don't be seeing that one as often, except when I need to like really dead some things in my life and like move that out. But otherwise, yeah, I'm always seeing angel numbers when things when it's giving me validation. So yeah, it's everything. All the signs come together.
I also get all the signs. First and foremost, the voice that I hear in my head is actually my own, because I'm a Taurus and we don't like to listen to people. So of course I'm gonna listen to myself. So the voice actually sounds like me, but I know that it is my spirit, and my spirit guides and my ancestors leading me, but they know that they have to do it in my voice, because otherwise I might not listen. It is a gut feeling. I do have that feeling of, wait, no, this doesn't seem right. Let me just back out of this. Same as what Coco just said. And then I catch angel numbers every day. I just caught 1111 every day. 444 is on my Instagram name. I have 333 on my TikTok name. Like I literally catch them every day, and it's not something that I try to catch. People are like, how do you catch them every time? It literally is just my face. I could be looking down, and I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking something, and I'll look up. Oh, it's 111. Oh, it's 1111. Like, and it's like, dang, I used to take pictures of them, and I have like a bunch of screenshots in my Google Photos right now that are literally bogging down my Google Photos, because I keep screenshotting them. Every time I see it, I just take it, because I'm like, okay, in that moment, what's going on? What am I needing to be aware of? What is happening that I'm catching this number? Like, I know that my ancestors are communicating through angel numbers with me. So anytime that they do that, I'm just trying to figure out what they're trying to tell me in that moment. And they talk to me all the time like that. That literally is our everyday conversation. That's what I have kicked it up to at this point. So Yeah.
And I feel that because it was the same for me. I'm like you, Krissy. I see angel numbers all the time. I'm driving down the street. If a license plate resonates with me, I take a mental note of it. And even when I get to a stoplight, I like Google it really quickly, and it's like, oh, yeah.
Thank you for that.
Okay. So I totally
Absolutely.
So what are some past experiences, or if you want to give a couple short ones or one major one, in which you followed your intuition and it led you to make the right choice?
For me, honestly, I know we're not talking about the throat chakra, but I'm a big manifester. Even when I'm not trying to manifest, whatever I speak, it will be. I can speak of people, and then next thing I know, here they come along. Like it's just what it is. But I will say probably one of my most recent things where I followed my intuition and it came into be was with my new family. Shout out to the Scouts. I actually had been thinking to myself, not talking it out loud, but saying like, I really F with the Scouts heavily. If they were to ever approach me or ask me, like, it would be without a shadow of a doubt. And then literally just continue to do my thing and stuff. And I swear, not even a week after I had this thought and after I talked to my mom, Casper hit me up. And I was like, see, shout out to the universe. So I'll say that's definitely my most recent one that's coming to fruition for sure.
Well, congratulations, girl. Now that was definitely a phenomenal choice.
I think so too.
I have two to share. So one is one of my most recent and one is my most important. So my most recent was, of course, getting into tarot. Actually, that was something I was trying to avoid. I really didn't, want to get into it, or even in the moment, it was just like, okay, I'm scared to get into this because I don't really know what I'm doing. But I actually got a reading one time, and I was told by my ancestors that tarot was my calling. So in the moment, I ignored it. I was like, no, it's not my calling. I want something else. Give me something else. And I did not do it. But then, like later down the line, it was maybe months later, it literally came back to me to where I was offered a class first by this girl. And what happened was she was an earth sign too. She was a Virgo. And the class had me, one other girl, and she was the teacher. And the other girl was a Capricorn. So we were all earth signs. We called ourselves the realest on earth. So with that, I literally formed a small little family or tribe to where I could be able to talk to them whenever I needed to talk to them. But also she taught me a lot. And then also I went on to learn more. So as I was getting it, it just started coming, just like that. It just started coming to me. And I'm like, how am I doing this? How is this happening right now? And I had to learn how to trust myself. And now it's like, now I'm in there. I can just pull out my cards, anybody asking, or I can just feel it. I can say somebody could be sad one day, or I can feel like, and my ancestors will be like, help her. And I just go and I help that person. And it's like, they're literally crying because they needed to hear what was said in that message. So that is one of the biggest things, the most recent thing that I was able to do. But the most important one, when I was in high school, my graduation party, we went to a club, and it was like I was drunk. I was so drunk. I was on Grey Goose. I don't know if y'all remember that, but Grey Goose. My cousin had a big bottle and he just kept giving it to me. We were in VIP and everything. I just kept throwing it back because I'm happy. So something told me, like, we were headed out and we were just walking slow, just casually. And I was like, y'all, me and my friends, y'all, we need to go get in the car. Let's go get in the car. Like, let's hurry up and get in the car. I'm like, I said I was hungry, but I told him, I was like, let's just get in the car. Something was telling me, hurry up and get in the car. Literally, as soon as we got to the car and we're opening the door, shots started firing off all around. Somebody literally in the back of my car got shot in the back of the car, literally at that moment, in the back, just laid out on the ground. And we literally this much avoided that shot happening to us, this much, because we were getting in the car and we As soon as we heard the shots, everybody got in, closed the door, and locked the door. And I was just like, I'm feeling goosebumps about it right now because, y'all, that was the first time I ever seen somebody shot in front of me. And so it was very scary. And so, like, yeah, it was crazy, but my ancestors had my back. They had all of our backs because we were actually able to do, you know, what I asked them to do, and they just did it. You know what I mean? So it was cool. And that was, from then on, I learned to trust my intuition. I still have my doubts sometimes, but it's like, I'm human, but I'm learning. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm so glad you did trust your intuition with that.
Yeah, so I've always trusted my intuition professionally, I think, in following my passions in pursuits that I have for myself professionally or in hobbies or skills. And so that's been very lucrative. I remember, 20-something years ago, going to college and my parents being very upset that, you know, I wanted to major in history, African American studies, and poli-sci, right? They're like, you're not going to get a job that's going to pay any money. But my intuition, that this would be a fruitful and lifelong experience that I would actually love, like I would find a job and passions that would not bog me down, was right. Like 20 years later, I'm still doing what I love. I don't really look at like teaching as a job. I just look at it as an extension of who I am and what I'm here for. I was able to help my mom with our family genealogy. And, you know, 20-some years later, now they actually believe I might know a little something about history.
Now they believe it. You might know a little.
They call me every time like, did this really happen? I'm just like, yeah.
Oh. Well, you are a natural born teacher, so you truly followed your intuition. I mean, talk about illumination and light. You know, you are truly a gem. So now, the flip side, have you ever not followed your intuition and wish you had? And what are some lessons learned?
I'm gonna just get this out because I don't even want to dwell on it because it's so bad. It's like, it's not bad like that, but it is. I have never, oh my gosh, I have never really followed my intuition with relationships.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Girl, let's talk about it for 1 second. Let's talk
say
about
that
it
out loud and like, yo, like I just never have. There's a part of me that I like what I like, and it's just like, yo, this is not what you're supposed to, this is not it. And I'm just like, I don't care. And so that's the part where I say that I've always pushed away the intuition because it has been right 100% of the times. It really has. Like I can't even sit here and pretend and be like, oh no, that voice that said X, Y, and Z very clearly, or told you this is how it's gonna end very clearly right when it was starting, it was correct. And you know, I've had long relationships, short relationships, and they have been correct. So this one time though that I'm listening to my intuition on relationships, I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but I decided to kind of be true to myself, be true to who I am, and speak out about some of the things that are really what I want for my future and what relationships look like. And I'm following my intuition on that. So it's still being written. So I'll keep y'all updated. But I'm trying to this one time at 45. At 45, I'm trying to follow the intuition on relationships right now.
So this is the lesson learned.
Ooh, I'm scared.
45 where? Where are you?
Right, girl.
You keep saying that.
Eternal, y'all.
You just really just surprised me because I did not know that. Okay, so that's crazy that you just did it. No, you're not 45. You're just in. It just shows on paper, but no, you're not. Same. I mean, like, gosh, I'll say one of my most recent ones. I was with a guy. Gemini's run. Anyway, so I was with him and he just, everything in me, I was getting readings and everything, and I was ignoring the readings from my ancestors. I mean, I was just doing the most, and like, they even with the intuition, it was telling me that I needed to get away, but he was an escape for me, from, you know, what I was trying to kind of be distracted from. So he was a distraction, basically. But we were in a relationship, but it definitely ended very horribly. And I mean, to the point of him actually dragging my name to other people. Of course, people are going to believe what they want to believe, but also people that know you, they're not going to believe the lies. So, it was really one of those situations to where I had to up and leave. And what's crazy about it is I actually moved in with him, like from one state to another state. Like, so actually that's the reason why I am up north now in Jersey, because I actually moved to Philly with him. And it was crazy, but it definitely, even though I didn't follow my intuition, it still led me to a place in my life where I could grow. So now I'm here. I've, grown. I've had more growth and elevation here. It was basically like, okay, everything happens for a reason. So I didn't follow my intuition, but it worked out for me in the end because I was meant to be here to be able to learn and grow and even get into my true calling of tarot. Because I don't think I would have done it if I were still in Georgia in my hometown. So there's that.
Great.
Following the theme of this question, mine is also me and dating.
We just gonna talk about it, okay?
Me and dating have not had a very great track record at all. My last two relationships, I did end up moving. Well, the first person, we actually got an apartment together, and then the second one, I moved into his place for a few months. But the universe definitely had told me, was like, it gave me many signs of like, this is not going to work. And then me trying to be the nurturer that I am, and also with the tendency of picking projects that I in the end have to fix, it did not work out. And I had to learn a lot. I lost myself in both of those relationships a bit and had to rebuild myself. Went through a lot of things emotionally, financially, physically, different types of emotional abuse and things like that. And it's like, girl, why are you like this? But so we chilling now for a bit, and I'm definitely much better at recognizing my boundaries and recognizing things that I love that cannot be compromised, and not compromising that. Like Eartha Kitt said, compromise for who? Compromise for what? But yeah, those men, me and my intuition and men, we just don't coincide together in the past, but we working on it.
We working on it. We working on it.
Yeah, I have a lesson learned for that too.
Okay. I think it's interesting that women don't listen to their intuition when it comes to relationships. I think that there's something there. I think we're taught that intuition is witchcraft, that intuition is mumbo jumbo, that intuition is emotional, non-logical, nonsense. And there's something to it. What it is, I'm not quite sure, but I do think it's interesting that when there's other parts of our life where intuition can come into play, we will actually listen to it. But with relationships, from all of our lived experience right now, we tend to kind of go against the grain on that. And part of, for me, I can just say that it's when I come into contact with men in particular, and the intuition is shown, I'm just like, God, y'all all are like this. Like, it can't be everybody, right?
Everybody. He can change.
So then you just like,
potential.
Right. It makes me feel like my intuition, my gut feeling, or whatever that is absolutely wrong, because it can't be all of y'all. So that's just a little thing that I'm putting out there. And I'm not saying it's all men or anything like that, but there's definitely something that is miscommunicated or not communicated, or some crossfire that happens when we are meeting with them, and what our intention can be and what their intention can be, and a misreading or something happens. And so I don't know. I think it's interesting.
No, it is. And this is one reason why, hey, Michelle, I really wanted to talk about, even though that was the next in line, but many people, Nikki, think the third eye is evil, right? That's what, it's witchcraft. It's, oh, this is the devil. So yeah, but it's actually very important. It has, like Krissy said, saved people's lives. Put people out of situations where it's like, ooh. So it's very important. So my next question is, if you can take a single step this week that leads you closer to your dreams, what does that step look like? What is your intuition telling you? And are you able to take that step?
For me, I'll probably say a step, intuition, all the words for that question, would be to declutter. That's been a big thing on me for a while. It's just decluttering, reducing my possessions. I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of stuff, and I've been doing good at not acquiring too many new things, but I have a lot that I want to get rid of, and I feel like the universe is not going to allow me to gain more until I get rid of the things that I don't need. So that's my big thing right now, over these next weeks, months and stuff. It's just decreasing the possessions I have that I don't need, so that I can make room to be able to grow and expand and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, and I resonate.
I resonate with that as well. I definitely need to declutter. I've had stuff to accumulate like over several years. I mean, since I've even been in college, and it's like, okay, why do I still have this? It's time to get rid of it. But actually, and then even with that, my ancestors have literally made me get rid of things. Like I had a storage one time, and for some reason, I always have money to be able to pay for things, but I did not have money to pay for this storage, right? And it was just all of my dorm stuff from school, all of that. And it ended up being sold, you know what I mean? So it was like they kind of forced it to happen to get rid of those things I did not need. And I thought that I was needing them, and it was just like, you don't even know what's in there. You haven't even been in there to look at it, you know what I mean? So why are you so obsessed with it now? But also cutting people out of my life that mean me no good. It's a lot. It's I ain't gonna say it's a lot of people, because I don't really give myself to a lot of people or my energy, but it is people in my life that I feel like just don't deserve to be there anymore. And it's like my test now is to be able to cut them off. I'm loyal to a fault. And it literally hurts me sometimes to be as loyal as I am. I'm like, well, I don't want to let this person go. You know, they're not that bad. They're not, you know, but are they giving to you? Are they for your highest good? Are they holding you back? Are they a blockage for you? And at the end of the day, they could be a blockage and you don't even know it. You're wondering why your money is funny. You're wondering why your manifestations are not coming as fast. And you know you're a master manifester. It's because you have these people around you that don't deserve to go to that next level with you. And because you're trying to take them, your ancestors are like, okay, well, delay it. You can't get it. I'm going to delay it until you figure out that you need to cut this person off or these people off. Okay. So I'm definitely in the midst of that moment at this time. Just getting rid of the dead weight, getting rid of the people that mean me no good, that are literally for my downfall. That's my next step.
I'll say, just like piggybacking off of that, I did the same thing a few years ago. But instead of trying to figure it out myself, I went to the universe and I was like, whoever is not meant to be in my life, go ahead and remove them. And over the next over that next year, people just started being like, hey, you know, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't did anything. But yeah, you just let those people go. And then also in my stream, I've been reading this poetry book called Velvet Dragonflies by Billy Chapata. And there is a poem I just read yesterday. I'm not going to read it right now, but I'll have to send it to you on Instagram, because it's definitely a good one.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm actually writing this down.
I love that. I think for me, my intuition, something that I can do is my intuition is telling me to be my authentic self. And authenticity is actually the first thing that I'm looking at for the month of September on empowerment. So it's definitely telling me to be my authentic self. And so one of the things that I can do in the next week is to continue to speak my truth into existence about how I want my life to be. I'm one of those planners where I look and I'm saying, okay, I'm 45, so the next 5 years, where do I want to be in 50, and what do I have to do to get there? So I have like all these little plans, and I keep talking and speaking myself into that. I have a little 6-year-old, y'all, and I'm like, I'm not, I love teaching, but I want to teach differently so that I can travel the world. I have other children too. Just be clear, like I want to. I'm not gonna leave them behind, because the way that sounded, like I just want to take this little 6-year-old with me.
They're the youngest.
Right, he's the youngest. But I want to be a little bit more flexible in my life, and my children right now, fortunately, do go to the same school that I work at, so that's a blessing. Except for the 6-year-old, and amazing. But I want to be more flexible. So speaking my truth in the next couple, every day, and trying to walk more in alignment with that is what I can do to make it happen.
These are all wonderful. And
And
I resonate with all of those, especially Coco Fairy. I have asked the universe as well to take away people that were not in my highest good, and you'd be amazed at who they cut out. Yeah, you'd be like, really? That one right there?
Like, dang, we were supposed to be on the porch.
You never thought we were supposed to we were supposed to take it down the road together, but no, we're not.
I'm its family. My next question is, do you consider yourself imaginative? And what does imagination mean to you?
I'm so imaginative, while everybody else thinks. My imagination, I am an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun, Taurus moon. So I spend a lot of time in my own head. I spend a lot of time daydreaming. You can't see it, but I have a cloud chick tattoo. My mom's a hater. She don't like that tattoo. But I have a cloud chick tattoo because I'm always imagining things. I'm always just creating things in my mind. I'm a big creative. I like to just create different like clothing things. I like to sew a little bit. I like to do stuff with my Cricut. I like to write. I like to all creative type of outlets, except for like painting and drawing. I'm not good at that. But yeah, my imagination is always running wild, and I love that. My grandpa has always told me growing up, one of his phrases he says is, stay young as long as you can and grow up when you can't help it. So I live by that all the time. Like I always keep that inner child alive. I always keep my spirit young, and yeah.
I am the complete opposite. Okay. First of all, I'm imaginative in my mind, but to bring it out is a whole different story. I'm a Taurus, so we're very grounded and very serious people. We can be goofy, but at the end of the day, I'm very serious about what's going on in my life. So I wish I were more imaginative, or at least I wish I was able to bring it out more. But the fact that I am a Taurus, and the fact that I grew up in the country and I was raised by my grandmothers and aunts and older people, it was like I had to grow up a lot faster. So I've always been more on the try to be responsible side, because it's like, hey, get your head out of the clouds, girl, come back down. Like, we're here. We have to do life. And so that's always been something that I feel like holds me back a little bit, because I'm not able to, or I haven't been able to tap into that. It is something that I'm trying to do more of. And I think being a manifester, that it calls for more imaginative things in your life. So I feel like if I want to have more in my life, I do need to be able to tap into that for myself, so that I can visualize these things. Something that might seem impossible is actually not that impossible. It's just that I'm holding myself back from thinking it could be. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, now going forward, I've been, again, like you said, speaking it out, speaking my truth, trying to be my authentic self, but also just allowing that goofier side to come out, allowing that, sweet, positive rainbows and balloons and clouds and hearts person to come out, just to be more vulnerable with myself and other people. Stop trying to be so much in control and just kind of let it go. So.
Well,
Krissy, I will say, as a fellow Taurus, it'll come with age, it'll come with time, and with comfortability. I'm definitely, I'm real funny on the low, y'all. Like when you really get to know me, you be like, this girl's a damn freaking fool. Okay, you will know, but I'm generally too shy to show it around people that I don't really know well. One thing, I did not used to think that I was imaginative or even creative, but I have begun to see over the years is the way that I view history, the way that I'm able to combine past and present and envision a future is actually imaginative and it is creative. And so that is my strong suit. I've been able to kind of look at the different ways that I can put together things, and that's imaginative, that's creative. It's not necessarily the traditional artistic way that people see that, but for sure, I definitely think that an imaginative person in my own lane of what I'm doing.
Wonderful. So my follow-up question to that is, was imagination encouraged or discouraged growing up? And what was your relationship with your imagination when you were a kid?
Imagination was definitely encouraged in my home. As if y'all don't already know, Miss Divine is my real life push me out her Kuda Cat mama. And I am an only child. So I spent a lot of time with her and by myself, and a lot of time in my room. And my mom always made sure I was involved in something, whether it was ballet, cheer, tap, whatever it may have been. We also are a very musical family, so I've been singing and playing instruments for a very, 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 very long time. But yeah, it definitely was encouraged. With my mom, she was really good at seeing when I had a passion for something. I liked creating doll clothes, and I would be cutting up doll clothes and cutting up my clothes to make clothes for my dolls, and my mom would be like, I'm tired of this girl cutting her clothes. So she literally bought me just scraps of fabric so I could start making my own doll clothes and things along that line. Just whatever I wanted to do, she'd be like, go ahead, do it. If I wanted to wear mismatched shoes, in high school, there was a few times where I don't know why, but I went to school with a high top pink Velcroed Reebok sneaker, and I had a high top, this Nike sneaker that was also colorful. One was higher than the other, but I felt like I was doing my thing. And my mom never discouraged me. She never was like, girl, what do you have on? She was like, whatever. She ain't hurt nobody. Do what you do. So that's why I really appreciate Miss Divine. She definitely has never detoured me from anything that I wanted to do, and has always been like, whatever you do, be the best at it. Even when I joke around about wanting to be a stripper, she'd be like, if you be the best stripper that you can be. And I'd be like, thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. But yeah.
Make it rain, them 20s and 50s.
I think imagination, I don't know how outwardly it was pushed, but it wasn't denied, right? Like it wasn't something that, take your head out of the clouds type thing. I think I found my real love for imagination in books and reading. I was definitely like a person who read so many books, and there was just a crazy world out there that was created because of it. So I found my imagination in that, and my parents always kept a lot of books around the house and did not say that I couldn't read any book that I didn't want to. They didn't have age limits on books, which is probably a little bit problematic, y'all, because I definitely read like Dr. Ruth when I was really little. If y'all don't know who she is, y'all gotta look her up. I don't know why my parents had that. I read, oh my gosh. But anyway, they let me read whatever it was. We always had the latest technology and gadgets and those type of things, and we always had family vacations. So I guess that is how they encouraged it.
Okay, listening to y'all, I guess I was kind of a little bit wrong. I was thinking, okay, well, I don't say it was encouraged, but I don't say it was discouraged either. So it was kind of like whatever I did or wanted to do, it was done. Like my dad, he's a hustler. He has several businesses, so he was literally always kind of just at work all the time. So I really grew up with a lot of family members and babysitters, and reading was a big thing for me. I would get lost into books, which is probably why I believe in fairy tales now, which is probably why my intuition for relationships is crazy. But I think because we would go on family vacations as well. It was like my dad wanted me to get out there. He wanted me to see the world, and he's one of those people that believes that seeing the world is important as well. So it was like we traveled, I read books, I listened to music, I sing, all of that. I played instruments, I did basketball, softball, volleyball, all of that. But I guess in the midst of it, I kind of lost who I was growing up. Like I stopped reading, so much. I kind of got lost in the reality of things, especially in college. Like in college, you kind of just have to pick it up and not dwell on certain things. And I think that it just took me to a place of where as a child, I used to be imaginative, but now it's like reality. And it just keeps hitting, and you just kind of keep like trying to have positivity for everything in reality that keeps hitting. So I think I lost it somewhere in there. And I guess that's why in one of my readings, I got the Six of Cups, because I needed to go back to my past and realize what it is as a child that made me happy, that makes me want to, do life the way that I wanted to do life. Because I had dreams and goals. I still have those dreams and goals, you know what I mean? But I had them and I was ready, and I just knew I was going to do it. And now it's just like it faltered a little bit, but I'm going to get it back. Because this show, thank you for this show, because you're making me want to go back and really realize what I need to do to go forward. You know what I mean? What in my past can help me move forward from this point in my life where I feel so stagnant?
And that is wonderful. I really thank y'all for coming. I'm glad I was able to make an impact on the collective, on everyone. And I just have some affirmations associated with the third chakra that I would like to read. I accept things as they are rather than how I think they should be. I know I'm always guided by a higher power, and I accept the path that I am on. I honor and follow my intuition. My third eye is open, and I am insightful. I manifest my ideas and dreams. I see things clearly and know that all is well in my world. And I invite sacred transformation as I nurture my spirit. These are 7 affirmations that I wanted to leave you with. I have to tell you all, I had an awakening last night, literally. I was about to go to sleep, and something told me to check my email. Something told me, right? I guess that was my intuition or gut that told me to check my email, and I checked it. And I came across this email, and it resonated so much with me that I actually wanted to end this show with the email. So I am going to read it to you guys. This is from, her name is Xana Keithley. She has a book named This Is How You Find Your Way. It is on Amazon. And I'm gonna try not to get emotional, because I actually got emotional when I read this. But if I could tell you just one thing right now, I would say, I hope you do it. I hope you reach toward the thing you cannot stop thinking about. I hope you walk down the unknown path that scares you, but also holds the promise of something that feels honest and beautiful and right. I would tell you that this life is so short, and it goes by so fast, and you might as well be brave and foolish and risk it all for something that matters. And I would tell you to let go of the shoulds and ought tos that lead you down unaligned paths and ask yourself, what is my heart trying to tell me? And I hope you listen to that feeling and honor that feeling, because it is real and valid, and nobody can take that away from you. I would tell you to create the most beautiful life you can imagine for yourself. I would tell you that you do not have to settle for anything that tries to dim your light. And I would tell you live fully, live courageously, live inspired. Please just now. This is September 1st, and she has a message for September. In an instant, everything can change. One unexpected message, one chance meeting, One look, one word. You wake up on a quiet morning that feels like all the rest. You carry on with your normal routine. You continue on this uncertain path, not knowing where it's leading. You have hard days and heavy days, and days when you're so close to giving up. Some days you're just tired. You begin to wonder if this is worth it. You start to doubt whether this dream is really meant for you. The dream of success, the dream of love, the dream of something more. And in a whisper of a moment, in one single but monumental breath, everything changes. The most beautiful things often meet you unexpectedly, sometimes making a loud and bold entrance, other times drifting quietly on your path, but always perfectly aligned and divinely timed. And one day, you'll look back and see how life was always guiding you to this single moment, how when you thought nothing was happening, the universe was weaving together certain threads that were always meant to converge at this exact point in time. How it all came together even more beautifully than you imagined. In an instant, your life is transformed. In an instant, the right threads are merged. In an instant, something unimaginably beautiful enters your life and changes everything. Wishing you a beautiful September.
That was nice. I love it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sending so much positive love and light to you right now.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You don't have to be sorry. Don't do apologize for it.
You're gonna make me start crying though. I've been trying to hold it in for a little minute. At least a good 15.
All right. Okay. If y'all would like to do your outros, you can.
I'll start and I'll say thank you for inviting me here. You have an amazing show. You have amazing energy, and this is such a great place to bring. I'm very blessed to be in your presence. And, you know, I know that right now your intuition is intuitioning. And so listen to it, right? You've encouraged each one of us to do the same thing and to be reflective on it. And I hope that today you take the time to do as much for yourself as you've done for us. So I wrote something, y'all, because I need to figure out how to do an outro because Krissy got the outros down. And I'm like, yeah, I got to figure out. So I'm going to be looking down a little bit as I figure out what my little thing is going to be moving forward. But I did write that every Monday at 11, I am your favorite historian, okay? The host of Empowerment Through History, the newest featured show on the Tagged app. Every other day, I'm one of the busiest content creators on the show, working 24/7 behind the scenes of some of your favorite shows. Make sure that you check me out anywhere you see that gold and green. I definitely am a part of that Scouts team. This has been a wonderful, amazing show. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we will be 10 a.m. Love and Order. Got some Love and Order folks that's going to be on there today. Make sure you check that out with Vibes. Go get your manifestations with Banks. I'm going to be on a show, Game Your Playlist with Lip Shines, that does clash with Casper's Geek Out. So y'all, if you got 2 devices, show much love and all that. But make sure you check out Where Your Heart Takes You. 11 p.m. Empowerment. Also, tonight I'm going to be with Wick at 10 with Family Ties. If you can, come join. He's experiencing some deep family loss right now, and it'd be a great time. He still wants to make his show and that commitment. But if you can come through and show him a little bit of extra love, that would be great. And that's tonight at 10 p.m. Thank you so much. And it will be a Star Gang takeover. Okay. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. Wow.
Alrighty, y'all, it's your girl Coco Fairy. If you have not already learned that, you can typically catch me most mornings when I'm not working, streaming. Otherwise, if I am working, you will see me in the evenings if my job has not exhausted all my energy. Otherwise, I have a new show coming to the app. September 25th, I'm bringing my show Fairyology out here. It is going to be on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern We will be teaching and focusing on the ologies, as like astrology, mythology, numerology, all those things. So if you are curious and want to learn more about that, fave your girl up. Also, click on me, scroll all the way down, click on that Instagram situation and follow me on there too to keep up with all of the things I got going on. You also can catch me wherever you see the scouts. I'm gonna learn the whole excerpt of all the things we got going on, because there's a lot of things going on. Then you can also catch me with Miss Divine for Divine Living on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Today I got a long thing. Today I'm currently on a road trip around the app. I have a lot going on. Starting to right now, we in Yemoja stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing downtime with Top Badge Beautiful J. Give you a little break. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on Support Sunday with Top Badge Fame and Rello stream. And then me and all the homies going to end it off in Top Badge Double stream for his 4-year anniversary at 10 p.m. Eastern. I will be bringing a selection. So definitely make sure y'all come up in there. He said, come on your backup pages, because if at least 4 people are not banned, it is not lit in his opinion. Okay, 5 people are not banned. It's not lit in his opinion. But Yemoja, thank you so much for having me on this show. I definitely enjoyed myself. Whenever you need me or want me, just hit me up. You got me on the socials and all that good stuff. And thank you guys. It's been great.
Yemoja, thank you so much for this opportunity. Wow, this show has definitely brought some thoughts to the forefront for me. And honestly, it's inspiring me to make some changes starting today. So I will be doing that, and I will be thinking of you the entire time when I do it, because I appreciate you having me on this show. It is your girl, Empress Krissy, your favorite country tourist, aka Miss Sophista Ratchet, just in case you don't know what you're gonna get. However, I host a show each and every Saturday called Tea and Tarot. Please pull up. It is with the lovely Lex Blanca. We are spilling tea, drinking tea, and I am getting the tea for you. This is life-saving work, you guys, so definitely come through. Other than that, I am admin for some of your favorite shows, so if you catch me in your inbox, no, I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm just trying to put you on. And I'm gonna leave it with this. Life is good, and everything always works out. At the end of the day, you're going to go through things. There are obstacles that are going to be in your way. There are blockages that are going to block you from being able to get the blessings that you need. But at the end of the day, you can get through that. You're going to get through that. And God will never put too much on you than you can handle. And you can have solace in knowing that that problem that you're going through right now, it's never going to stay. It's going to leave you. And you're going to come out on top stronger, better, faster, and more intuitive. Okay? So just know that God got you, you got you, your ancestors have you, and your support system have you. So make sure that you are all grateful and thankful for that, because gratitude is the right attitude. Okay? I thank you again for having me on here, and I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support. Have a great and wonderful Saturday and Labor Day.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming. Yes. Always have peace, prosperity, and love in your hearts, faith and gratitude as well. And I am going to continue with my Sunday. Until next week, same time, same bat channel. Thank you, Coco Fairy. Thank you. Many blessings to all of you. Have a wonderful day.